Welcome back to another TEKDEP repair video. In today's edition, we're going to be building Skylar's first gaming PC. If you're interested in a unit such as the one you're going to see built today, check us out at TEKDEP.com. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start by taking out the motherboard here, of course. Here's all the documentation. You can kind of read through that if you want, but we're not going to use that today. So we're going to start by getting the motherboard ready, of course, first here. And we went with the ASRock B450M AC because we needed Wi-Fi, and it's a really inexpensive board we picked up for Black Friday. It's also got really good features for what we're looking for. And for processor, we went with the Ryzen 7 5800X, one of the best bang for your buck processors on the market today. And for RAM, we went with 16 gigs of DDR4 3200 megahertz. We've never used this brand before, so we're going to give it a try. We've heard it's very reputable. It's called TEKDEP. There we are. There we go. All right, so we're going to start by installing everything you see here in the board in this first step. All right, so first we're going to install our processor. We're going to start by lifting up on the retention arm and unboxing our Ryzen 7 5800X. And there's going to be a little golden triangle, as you can see here, on the chip, as well as on the motherboard. We're going to line them up, drop it into place, give it a little wiggle, and close our bar back down. That's our processor installed. All right, so now we're going to install our 16 gigs of 3200 megahertz DDR4. We're going to use slot A2 and B2. This is going to give us the best memory latency possible there. You want to make sure you line up the DIMMs the correct way, of course, or else they will not go in and you will snap the DIMM slots on your motherboard. There you go. Click it in. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to install our crucial P3 500 gig SSD. This is only a 3.0 as this motherboard is, and this is going to be our boot drive. It's fast enough for everything we're going to do. Click it into place. It is keyed, it'll only go in one way. Now we're going to secure it into place using the M.2 screw that comes included with the motherboard. Alrighty, all set. All right, so now we're going to prep the motherboard for our AK620 Zero Dark CPU cooler by removing the stock AM4 retention brackets. Just a little bit, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and open up and unbox our AK620 CPU. And as you can see here, we have an extra fan for the back just to help keep everything cool, even though this processor really doesn't need it. Grab that hardware box in there. There we are. All right, so now we're going to install the mounting hardware for our AK620 Zero Dark CPU cooler, starting with the actual pieces that hold the back plate to the motherboard. These ones have a little plastic washer on the bottom. They do bottom out all the way. And when you're putting this bracket in, there's actually a little arrow that points towards the CPU. And since this is an AM4 application, we're going to put it in the holes labeled D. Then we're going to thread on the retention for these brackets on top as well, just to hold them all in place. You're going to repeat this process for the top side as well. So now we're going to go ahead and install the fans. Install the fans. We're going to plug in the fans. They're already installed with the included fan splitter adapter that came with this cooler. And that is, of course, plugged into our CPU fan header on the motherboard, which is actually hidden behind this cooler. You can't really see it. And that's our fans all pre-wired and ready to go. Right, so first, we're going to go ahead and take the side panel off of the case. So always reference your motherboard when you are installing this IO shield. It will only orient one way correctly. Get the wires out of the way, there you go. If you're a first-time builder, I always recommend installing the IO shield the second you start touching the case, just to make sure you don't forget. It's gonna click in, you'll hear some good pops. Never mind, that one just pressed in. There you are. All right, so it's the IO shield installed. All right, so we went ahead and installed the motherboard. It was pretty hard to do on cam, so we kind of cut that. But now we're going to wire in the USB ports. So we're gonna start with the front panel USB 3. This connector is keyed. You'll hear it snap in just like that when it's in place. And now we're gonna move on to the front panel USB 2.0. And again, it is keyed. There is one dead pin, so it'll only go in one way. And we already pre-wired our front panel connectors just because it's a little difficult to show, but that's all set to go as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and slide in our Thermaltake 700 watt smart power supply and get it installed. So we already pre-installed the 8-pin APS cable, but now we're gonna go ahead and click in the 24-pin. There we are. And that's the motherboard all wired and ready to go. We only have 2 more components to install. So we went with the Radeon RX 6800 non-XT. He picked this up for a really good deal, and it's a really great card, especially for 1440p or light 4K gaming. And that's what he plans to do. And when you're peeling your graphics card, don't forget the 3 on the fans, or however many fans your unit has. Can't get these. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this installed, and we'll be right back with you guys. All right, and a bit of a jump cut, but that wraps today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you or someone you know wants a gaming PC built, check us out at TEKDEP.com. We've got all the parts and knowledge you need. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next episode.